Hey guys, how are you? This is Wendy Kim of Your Dream Realize Coaching, empowering people to be in control of their finances so they can start the business of their dreams and have the life of their dreams. And today I want to talk about company politics. And if any of you are alive right now in the US, you're being inundated with politics in general. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. It's insane. Mailers, TV, Facebook, wherever you look, you're inundated with politics. But there are ways to escape it, right? You can not go on your phone as much. You can turn off the TV. You can switch the radio station. But company politics is much harder to escape. And I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my experience with company politics and how I look at it now that I have my own business. So there are a few things I miss about working for a corporation, and company politics is not one of them. The way that the modern company is set up, you would think in our day and age would be very evolved, but actually it reminds me so much of the feudal system, where you've got, say, a prince or a duke. In this case, it might be a senior vice president, it might be a CTO, a CIO, and then you have the layers of hierarchy underneath. And really everyone's job is to make the person above them look good, and it's their job to make the person above them, and it's their job. And it's a very, I think, demeaning system inherently, because if you're at the bottom of the totem pole, you feel inferior. You feel like you're not as good as a person who's here, or who's a manager, a senior manager, a director, a VP. So inherently, you're put into this position where you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not as good as the person above you. So that kind of system makes you want to show, no, I am someone. I am worthy. I am good enough. And the way you do that in a corporation is you work really hard to get to the next level. And that was definitely my experience. Like, I felt like, okay, I want to be a senior manager, a senior project manager, so that people can know that I'm somebody, that people can know I'm a hard worker, that I can be valued. And then you get to that level, and then you're like, okay, well, I need to become a manager, because the people who are above that level don't really respect me, they don't really value me, and the only way that I can attain that is by getting to the next level. So this system does not promote innovation and creativity, in my opinion. It promotes simply doing whatever it takes to get to the next level. So if that means just making your boss happy, or making your boss's boss happy, or building maybe an alliance with a different team, that's what you're going to do, because that's how you get ahead in the corporate world. And of course, there are corporations that are more, I think, flat and don't have that type of culture as much, and I applaud those types. Maybe smaller organizations or startups, or I've heard great things about Google, but in general, the modern corporation does not promote innovation and creativity. Then you start to get into this situation where you're like, okay, how can I advance? How can I make more money? Well, I need to form alliances with people. I need to show that I'm better than that person, than my peer. I need to prove that I know more about this than that other person. So it creates this system of competition. And some people would argue, oh, well, that's great. Competition promotes innovation, right? I would argue that collaboration promotes competition. When you're more concerned about the team succeeding, when you're more concerned about innovation and creativity. And you do see pockets of it. You do see excellent managers here and there. You do see excellent teams. But in general, the structure of a corporation does not promote it. And then we get into these situations where, of course, we have these coworkers who are being nasty. They're not sharing the credit with us. They're gossiping behind our back. They're basically trying to make us look bad so they can look good. And it's frustrating. It's super frustrating. And I would say to that, to have some level of compassion for these people, because they're stuck in the system too, where they're being analyzed for the work product that they put out, where their worth is really based on, okay, did I write that email correctly? Were there no typos? I mean, I remember situations where I would write an email and people would ding me because I had a typo in the email. And so I just felt like, oh my gosh, like I have to be perfect in every way. My spreadsheet has to be perfect. My emails have to be perfect. The problem with that, though, is if you're always worried about trying to be perfect, then you're not going to put yourself out there. You're not going to take risks. And risks are what lead to innovation. And so I would, just based off of my experience of now looking at it from an entrepreneur perspective, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with corporate politics, which is one of the reasons I left the corporate world. But there is a valuable lesson and a skill set that I think you can learn. So say you're not in a position where you can leave your company right now, and you want to be in the future to be in a position where you could start your own business. My advice to you would be to, hey, how are you, Gillet? Good to see you. Would be to focus more on how you can build collaboration and work with people who are difficult. Because even when you do have your own business, you have more control over whom you work with, but there's still going to be difficult people you work with. There's still going to be people jockeying with you to get their thing ahead of yours. So I would encourage you not to be a victim in your corporate environment and to look at these challenges and dealing with the politics and dealing with difficult coworkers and see how you can navigate that and overcome in dealing with these people, instead of gossiping, instead of backstabbing, instead of trying to make someone else look bad. Doing your best, not getting sucked into that, collaborating, and also trying to just have compassion on these people, because again, the corporate culture does not facilitate a healthy way of working with other people in a lot of cases. And I think if you learn those skills in your corporate environment, when you do decide to have your own business, you'll be much better prepared. So just wanted to share that with you guys. If you guys have any questions, I'm your guinea pig. I've been there, 15 years of corporate management and politics and everything that entails, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you have questions, comments, I'd love to hear them. The next topic I'm going to be talking about on Thursday is 5 ways to know if you know what it takes to become an entrepreneur and have your own business. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.